You may have a physical portfolio, or you may just have sheets of work that you're wanting to include, or images that you've taken on your camera. But either way, you're going to have to put it onto or into an electronic portfolio for your submission. So here we're using Canva because they have a free version. It works really well. I actually prefer it than to PowerPoint, for example. But however you do this, it is completely and utterly up to you. Just like all of your work that you've submitted, you can use a software that you prefer to use the most, whether that's PowerPoint or Canva or Pages, for example. It really is up to you. But here's a demonstration on how to use Canva if you'd like a little bit of help and support in using this specific piece of software. So I'm using Canva on the desktop, meaning my laptop, and I'm on the home page, and I've just clicked create a design. So here you can see down this list of all the different options that you have to choose from. I'm going to click presentations, and I can choose which format ratio I would like to use. So here, this is I think it's the 16:9, and that just gives us the kind of the ratio of the width and the height, the proportions of the rectangle. The design options have come up already, but if it hasn't, just click the design icon on the far left. And here it's given us a whole load of optional templates for a portfolio. I've just chosen one. Remember, we can edit it as much as we want afterwards, but I'm just going to choose one really for my front page. The rest of the pages I'm going to just create myself. So I'm choosing one that I would like to use just as my front cover. But remember, you can modify things. So as soon as you're highlighting something and you've got that purple box around it, you can retype your text, and you can also change the font, change the size, whatever really that you would like to make it yours. But yeah, I'm just playing around with this template that's already been created just to save me a little bit of time. I think I'm going to change that colour to something a little bit brighter, just for it to stand out. Now you can see I clicked on that colour and said see all, and it gives me some more colour options to choose from that's popped up on the left hand side. Okay, so now we're going to add some more pages. Now I've already downloaded some images, so I'll just click that add page. That's how you add a new page. I'm going to click that upload onto the left hand icon, and you can see all the images that I've already uploaded. If you're not sure how to do that, that is explained in our Basics Canva tutorial. But you would just simply go to the upload files, which is that big purple button at the top, and upload your images. So I've just chosen one that I would like to start off with my portfolio. I'm starting off with those from those 4 masterclasses that we've learnt from Amy in the tutorials, and adding these into my portfolio to start off with. Layout is really important, so you can change the sizes and the scale of your image. And I'm going to add a frame. You can see I went to elements and then clicked on frame. You can see a whole bunch of options. I'm just going to go to see all on my frames, and I'm looking for either a square, perhaps a rectangular shape. I don't want anything too jazzy because I just want it to be quite sleek and professional looking. So that's the overall feel that I'm going for. So I'm just scrolling through to see if I can find a rectangular frame. Now the idea is to show some close-ups next to my image. And after all those options, I think I'm just going to opt for a simple square. And as I said, this is to show kind of the close-up details of my portfolio, especially as my key piece here is portrait shape, and my portfolio is landscape. So I've got all that extra space to one side and I want to utilise it. Now you can see by clicking on that circle on the corner, I can scale it to increase or decrease the size. I'm going to copy and paste. Now you can do that with your Command C, Command V buttons, copy and paste, or while the box is highlighted, you can see those 3 dots appear and you can just click on that and say copy and paste. So I've just pasted those. So now I've got 4 boxes and I'm just lining them up. You can see that dotted line appear just to tell me that those 2 boxes are lined up with the still life painting. And now I'm going back to my uploads and choosing some images. Now it's a case of just dragging it into the frame, and that's why I'm using a frame rather than just drawing a box. It allows me to do something else quite nicely, which I'll show you in a second. So I'm just dragging some images over. Change my mind with one of them. And you can see I've got 2 the same. I'll show you why. So when you click on the images or image within the frame, you can then change the size of it. So can you see I've enlarged it, and now I am moving it in the frame so that I've got that specific detail that I would like to highlight and show. I'm doing the same for the other side, clicking on it, see the original image, make it larger, and then just using the buttons to pop it into the correct place. I can just about see my frame because it's more vivid in colour where the surrounding area is greyed out, and you just press enter to OK it. Doing the same here. So enlarging the original image. It's not quite so clear because I can't seem to move that crop menu bar. Moving it into the position that I'd like, and I can click done or press enter. So there's one of my pages done. Quite sleek, simple, doesn't have to be too fussy. Remember, we don't necessarily need any artist research. This is not like a sketchbook page or a mood board or anything like that. It's meant to be quite simple, sophisticated or professional looking, and just really showing off your work. However, you may want to choose a background colour to lay your work on. So I'm just clicking onto the background page, going to this colour wheel where when highlighted it says background colour. And I can choose any of these colours here, but I'm going to go to see all. I'm going to show you something that might be quite interesting. You can see this more developed colour options block appear. And if you click down or scroll down, you can see it says photo colours. Now this is where Canva creates some options for you. It is looking at the images within that page and it is suggesting colour samples that Canva thinks would look suitable. So I'm just trying out which ones I think work best really. Just clicking on the suggestions. I think I'm going to go for maybe a muted colour, maybe a taupe or a grey. And again, just trying out until I'm happy with the one that I've chosen. Right, let's create a second page. Again, I've clicked onto that add page button or bar at the bottom of each page and choosing some more of the examples to go into my portfolio. So these are from, as I said, the masterclasses that Amy has created for us. Actually, I think I should change the name of the portfolio at the very beginning because actually I'm featuring all of Amy's work here. So I think I'll do that at the end. And I'm adding my frames like I did before. Again, I think I would like, rather than 4 squares, perhaps a 1 rectangular piece. Scrolling through these frames, remember they're part of the elements section on the left hand bar. And I'm just retyping rectangle just to see if it comes up through the search bar. Yes, that's what I'm after. I'm moving the frame. You can see those red dotted lines appear. Show you again, just so you know that it is level to the original piece of work. And I'm drawing it out because I've got room on the page to do so. And layout is really important, so it's just making sure that the borders to the right and left of the page are the same and equal, and the borders to the top and the bottom are equal. Now again, I drew in the same image onto the frame. So again, like I did before, I am going to expand it, enlarge it, and I'm going to enlarge it as much as I possibly can, which does make it tricky on the page. And I'm going to have to move the page around so that I can get the corners of the image to be able to make it even larger. And then drop it in. So there we go, just increasing the size further so I can focus on the details. And that's kind of the cool thing about having it digital, is that you're able to do this. You're not having to redo a piece of work 3 or 4 times to show the different enlargements. I can do that just with a click of a button by dragging in the same image into the frame. And now choosing which bit I think shows off the most interesting detail, and click enter when I'm happy. Now you notice that this page has a background colour. That's because Canva automatically, when you add a new page, just gives you the same colour as you had previously. But again, you can change that. You've got ultimate control over that. Now thinking about compositional rules, things look good together when they're level. Things look good when they're the same size, when they're symmetrical, or in threes. Threes as a triptych looks rather nice as well. So I'm just clicking on 3 different sections of detail from images that I had uploaded. I started laying them on my page, and what I'm really concentrating on is making sure that they're all the same size and they had the same margin in between. Then I can highlight them all and change the size and make sure that it's level on my page. Again, I'm going to do that thing where I click on the background colour, I go to see all, and again it comes up with these colour options directly from the images that are on that page. I think it's a really handy tool actually. Don't want anything too vivid or too in your face. Doesn't necessarily have to be subtle, but it has to not detract from the images that you're showing. So you might want to just stick to, black and white backgrounds or grey backgrounds. Or muted colours tend to work better to really show off your work. I think I'm going to add one more page for this demo, and I'm going to go for the ink drawings. I'm just going to add 2 images, and again using those guidelines. So I'm placing one on the page and I'm picking up the other one, making sure that it's level, highlighting both of them so that when I drag and enlarge, it's going to enlarge both pieces at the same time. Then using those guidelines to make sure that it's central on the page. Changing the background colour, scrolling down to the photo colours and choosing something that would work with the images I'm dealing with. Now, I've got muted colours, so that bright pink doesn't really go with my portfolio actually, so I think I'm going to change that very quickly. And I'm also going to change the name because the images that I've used were Amy's, so let's put Amy's name instead of mine. And if you click at this bottom grid view page, you can see all the images there. And you can change the order, which could be quite useful if you have a change of heart in the order of displaying your work. And as I said, I'm just going to change that colour just to something a little bit more in keeping with the rest of the work that's within it. So there we go, there's my portfolio on Canva. So the last thing to show you is how to download it. So you click on this share button, top right hand, scroll down to download. I'm going to choose the file type. So I'm going to choose PDF. PDF standard is absolutely fine. Select the pages. You can see all the pages are selected. Just make sure that they are, that they've got a little tick. Click done and then download. And that should be downloading to your My Downloads folder on your computer. And you can rename it and put it into a different folder where you're most likely to find it again. Rename and click save. So there we go, your electronic portfolio using Canva, if that is a piece of software that you wish to use. Thanks for watching.